Nick.
Holy shit! It's Jason Walton.
Nick. Hey.
Hi.
Holy shit. It's good to see you, man. How's it going?
Man. Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode.
That was fun.
Yeah,
that was real fun.
Man.
We had a lot to say today. We covered a lot of topics. That was great.
A lot of ground. That's awesome.
Just copy that little section and put it
man.
at the end. Then you don't have to say it again.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Just more work,
More work for you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that again at the end. That was a good podcast. I'm not saying it.
I'm not going to say bye or anything. Just fucking, we're done.
It's over.
No, here we are. I Hate Music, part of the Distorted Past Podcast Network. That's kind of a tongue twister for me.
Yeah,
and brought to you by Earth in Sound.
Hell
Cheesy
yeah.
as fuck, but true.
True.
Nick.
Speaking of that, Radical Research is part of this, as I understand. I listened to their first episode since the house fire.
Oh, the Anathema one.
The Anathema one. So good. And I love that album so much. So it made me, I was going to listen to it anyway because I wanted to hear a little bit from Jeff and stuff. But hearing that in particular with the Anathema Eternity album was a pretty special episode. That was a good one.
So that's interesting that you bring that up. I didn't know. Is that your first time listening to the podcast?
I listened to one a while ago. Yeah. It was on Edge of Sanity or something, I think. I don't remember.
I don't think they had an Edge of Sanity one.
Okay. Anyway, I have listened to one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great podcast, great friends, Hunter Ginn, Jeff Wagner, and they're also on the network that Jeff and I are starting. But Jeff had some major catastrophic moments a few months ago, lost his house in a fire. So it's a little bit on pause right now, but yes, that's going to be happening at some point soon, I do believe.
Well, once again, it's cool to see people kind of rally and help somebody that's so important to the scene like him, Oh, man, yeah. Catastrophic loss. 4 cats, all of his possessions. Jesus, dude. I mean, he had,
Crazy.
over all these years, I'm sure he had some cool shit. His vinyl and everything,
Yeah, just insane. So anyway, here we are. It's been a bit since we've done an episode.
If there was a house fire, I'd rescue you and nothing else. That's it.
Just me?
Yep.
What about my kids or my wife?
Oh. You first. No. Any humans, I mean, what these house fires teach us, or, these huge events teach us that, people are the most important things in our lives, not necessarily that stuff, even though it's heartbreaking to see it gone.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Not the original artwork for Chaos and Confusion.
Yeah, or my tape collection behind me.
Exactly.
Who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah, save your tapes first, then the humans.
Then the animals.
Yeah, exactly. Before I get too far, I want to mention our Patreon. We do have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/IHateMusicPodcast. And, I'm going to take a cue from Radical Research here and just thank the people that have signed up for us or with us. We have John Foley, who has recently pledged.
Shout out from Australia.
Australia guy. We have a listener email from him coming up soon.
Good. What a guy.
We have
appreciate
Rob,
your orders, John. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, John. We have Rob Kachluba. We have Liam Burke. I believe that you know Liam. Right?
Liam, although he wasn't at my last show, I was wondering, where's Liam?
Is he okay?
He's been to all my
shows.
I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. Thanks, Liam. Thank you, bro.
Thanks, Liam. Yeah. Dallas Bolin, our friend Dallas.
Nice. Thank you, Dallas.
Another person you know, Matthew Kenny.
Wow. Thanks, Matt.
Dane Perry. I think I know Dane. I think Dane is from Savannah. And I think that you and I met him at MDF this last time, and he has like a big red beard.
Yeah.
I think that's him.
Nice.
Thank you, Gail Perot from Canvas Solaris and Gorging Shade.
Wow, thanks.
My old friend Nick Loicano. You have to say it like that.
Nick Loicano. Who we saw at your birthday party.
Yes, he flew up for my birthday party. That was awesome to see him. The OG Kyle Kraus.
Thank you, Kyle.
OG friend and fan, Paul Stolp.
Paul's the best. Paul supports us in so many ways.
He does.
Every time I put something out, he's right there, like immediately buying it. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, he is the first order every single time.
Paul, you're the best.
Yeah, except I have a bone to pick with him.
Uh-oh.
You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What was it? End of January, I did this little tour with this guy named Paul Masvidal. We have these shirts available.
Never heard of
tour
them.
shirts. MoonBladder, Paul Masvidal. Yeah, you don't know about Paul Masvidal?
No, I never heard of him.
Death, Cynic. You're not aware of that stuff?
No, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Death metal all sounds the same to me.
Yeah. Anyway, I have this little tour shirt. He didn't order one.
Jesus, Paul.
I know.
He must not know about it. He must not know.
I mean, I maybe he doesn't know about it, but he's
Slip
always
through
the
the
first
cracks.
one.
Slip through the cracks.
Always the first one to
It
order.
could be a T-shirt issue too. We both have a problem with T-shirts.
I know.
Like we have too many,
We
and
do.
sometimes at some point you got to stop like buying this shit.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
Paul, come on, man. Come on. No, of course, nobody's obligated to get anything at all. I'm just giving
Did you
help,
actually
Paul.
really think about that, or just now you thought of that?
I thought of it because
Okay.
we were both commenting like
Yeah.
he literally there's so many times I'll release something and he is
Yeah.
the first order.
Yeah, he's the best.
This one maybe he hates Paul Masvidal. you know?
Maybe, yeah, probably.
And last but not least, but also first to be a donator on the Patreon is Sebastian Bach. Yep. Sebastian the Bucket Bach.
The Romaniac
himself. Yes.
Amazing. Sebastian, you are the best. And he always retweets my shit, even though I'm not on Twitter. It's
like he shares your shit.
he shares my shit on Instagram.
Me too. Yeah.
Appreciate that guy. Damn.
Even like local shows and stuff. He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
what
here
a
it
guy.
is,
Thank you.
So thanks to all our Patreon people. It helps us, keep the overhead costs down, all that. Of course, we also have the Earth and Sound store. You can get stuff from MoonBladder, Dolvin, Cross Paths, all that crap, earthandsound.org. We recently updated our Spotify playlist this morning. You can access that through our link tree, which is in the bio on the Facebook or the Instagrams.
Nice.
You're
You're pretty good at promoting. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sharing it on all the platforms, and
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to.
it's hard out there.
You do too. I invite you to
try.
collab, and you
I
do
know.
it too.
It's hard. I try. I feel kind of with promoting my own stuff, it's a little soul sucking sometimes, and I don't like it. But it's kind of the nature of the beast,
I found a way that I enjoy it. There are certain aspects of it that I don't like, but I've found a way to be at peace with those and approach it in a way that I enjoy. And so sometimes it can be overwhelming, just depending, but also it's just, I like putting myself out there, whether it be recorded music or like a photo of my foot. I like putting myself out
or
there.
all the pizza memes you love.
Or all the pizza memes. Yeah, the fucking pizza with like a little kid's face behind it. It's brilliant.
What's the story behind that?
We'll talk about that on our pizza episode, which we'll have at some point in time.
Okay, good.
But before we get into some shit, I do want to say that I'm looking for people to do I Hate Music intro video. And what that would be our intro theme song, but you put a video on it. I've had a couple people reach out and ask for the WAV file. I don't have any submissions yet, but I'd really love to have like an actual video to play for these podcasts instead of just playing the file on the browser. So if you want to do that, email us at hate.pod.music@gmail.com and I'll send you the WAV file. But yeah, aside from that, man, what's new with you? What have you been up to? See any shows, movies?
Yeah, let's
anything
see.
like that?
When was the last time we got here? It was January or something, I think. So February was busy.
Yeah.
I did a Traveler's Rest show at a small place called Starday Tavern.
That's
which
right,
was
you did.
An odd kind of a lineup. I played with, the first dude was on piano. Mm-hmm. He was playing like Radiohead and Rihanna covers.
Okay, interesting.
And as he was playing, I was like, what the hell's going on here? This is a strange mix.
Yeah.
And then the next guy was like a dance kind of DJ kind of guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all on his laptop. He played a couple songs on a keyboard as well, but mostly a laptop. And then I came on, and what ended up happening was that it was a wildly varied and new crowd for my shit. So
yeah,
a lot of people were kind of blowing their minds watching me in my monk outfit, and
yeah,
I think it went really
totally.
well. Actually, it was great.
That's awesome.
I was thinking more of it as a warm-up gig, to our next day, which was playing Tyson's 50th.
Yeah.
But it ended up being really cool. So
that's awesome.
I was happy about that. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then we played at Tyson's party,
birthday.
Which was amazing. It was really amazing.
Well, Tyson's been on the podcast. He was like on episode like 12 or something. I'd have to look it up, but like really early episode. But he's an old friend of ours. And he had a private party at Azoth for his 50th birthday. Nick played, I played, our friend Chairman played, our friend John Chick and Lowfires played. It was a fantastic night. Lots of friends.
That was incredible.
It was great. It was like every set was awesome. There's so much love in the air.
A friend of ours named Michael Glickman.
That's right.
We got on stage and played Patience for Tyson.
We did. It was great.
Tyson doesn't really have a connection to Patience, but I know it's just a song that Mike and I know how to play, basically.
Okay, I was going to ask. I was like, is this something that there's a connection to Tyson?
It would have been better to play like some kind of Hawaiian song, thinking about it. But I thought it was just kind of a funny thing to do. So.
Oh, it was great, man. I got a great video of it. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great night, man. I had a lot of fun, and it's interesting. I've never put myself in a position where it's like, it's obviously a show, but it's a private event amongst like mostly people. Well, I wouldn't say mostly, but like I know half of them.
Yeah, at least.
It's like mostly friends, Yep. I've never really been in that position where it's like, this isn't just like a public event, So,
well,
it was great.
Jason did this really cool song just specifically for Tyson with samples that he took from Tyson's appearance on this podcast.
That's right.
It's really great, dude.
Yeah.
There was like a quote about him and how much he loves hot showers, how much he appreciates hot showers. He put it in there perfectly. It was like this silent moment, and then you put this.
It was pretty funny. This moment. He's like, if I were a king, I would give up like 7 kingdoms just for a hot shower, and like he was just going on and on about it. And, it was a lot of fun.
Good.
It was a great party. Thank you for organizing that. That was awesome.
I'm so glad it worked out, man.
Great space.
Yep.
Your set was awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, and Jori remoted in.
He did.
Jori did a song. Like he was sick. He was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
But he had to like remote in through Zoom or whatever you guys used and play the song through that, and it turned out awesome. It turned out
really great. Sounded good. The camera was good. They have the big projector in the back, and it looked really cool.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
I think the goal was to have Tyson feel how much we love them, and I think that was achieved. Right?
Yep. I think so. I think. I mean, afterwards he told me how much he appreciated it and how much he loved everything and what a great time he had, and so it was awesome, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So fun. That was the highlight of February. Let's see. Any others? I went to this Peste and Umbrum and Volderi show the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Black metal. I got the tape from Volderi.
Nice.
Yeah, they were from Seattle, blackened thrash, I would say.
Okay. Nice.
Pretty cool energy, like spitting beer and just like fucking raging, Really cool energy with corpse paint.
Cool.
And Peste and Umbrum, who I've seen before with Jason.
Yeah.
He played with them at the High Water Mark.
MoonBladder played with them and Feral Season at the High Water. Yeah, that's right.
Those guys are great live, dude. The main guy, Brian, he has this kind of Pope outfit, and he kind of just like, he's really commanding stage presence. Yeah. Really great. And their black metal's my style, which is like melodic, kind of trancey black metal, like Migwa or like
like
Dawn Slaughterson or something. It's like this really melodic, super great. So
and he was at Tyson's party.
Yep.
Because he's friends with Claudie.
That's right.
Small world, man.
Such a small world, yeah. When I saw that all connect, it was strange, but
yeah,
that was a good show. You saw Cavalera. How was that?
Yeah, dude, that was great. Cavalera last week. Roseland, not my favorite venue, but it's okay.
I'm surprised because the other show was at Crystal, so I guess that's pretty equivalent. But
Crystal was not. There wasn't very many people there, so I think Roseland, is a step down. I think it was appropriate. It was mostly full at Roseland. But yeah, David and I met at Deschutes beforehand. Had some food, a couple beers.
Haven't been there forever, dude. I used to love their elk burger, and I used to love their beers, but it's been forever.
No, it was great. It was like, it wasn't very busy, so it was like super chill, super calm. Parked at the park blocks. We did the whole thing. I had to teach David. He's a newbie, so I'm like, you park at the park blocks, walk 2 blocks to Deschutes, get your food and your beer, and then you walk over to Roseland, and then you're right there.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Showed them the ropes.
Good job.
But yeah, it was. I can't remember all the bands. There was 4 bands. There was Cavalera.
Was it Municipal Waste or something?
No, it was Dead Heat.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that.
They're a thrash band. It's like the singer's wearing a Violence t-shirt, the guitarist is wearing a Suicidal shirt. they're a thrash band that oscillates between being like, holy shit, this is great, like I thought of you a few times, and other times I'm like, yeah, this is just kind of like paint by numbers thrash.
There's a lot of that out there these days.
Yeah, they even had a song called Dead Heat. It's like their anthem, but it was just like ST. It was like the riff was almost the same. They're like, Dead Heat. And I was like in between, I was singing it like, all I want to be, Dead Heat. Don't come down on me, Dead Heat. But they were really good. They're really tight. The opening band, I didn't ever catch the name, but they were like in high school, man. They were like super young.
Damn.
And they were, they were this new flavor of death metal. It's like, I'm not talking about like Origin or like the super like techie death stuff. I'm talking about like the stocking caps that are like over the eyes, kind of like Mike Muir style, but like stocking caps. They're like definitely have like some hip hop influence, even though it doesn't show in the music. Remember that Body Box band we saw that was like from the South, and they had like the trailer as their like banner behind them?
Yeah.
It's kind of like.
So what's the vibe here? What are they going for?
I'm not really sure, but these kids were obviously high school kids, playing kind of like slam death metal, sort of.
Yeah.
But they're like, yo, like what's up? Bring the noise, and then they're like, So it's like.
So are they taking? They're not taking from hip hop, except for.
No. It's just I think it's just like modern culture. They're just
exactly.
like. More exposed to that culture than like we were when the 90s.
Isn't that interesting? I would say that sounds so old. Isn't that interesting? The kids these days.
It's fascinating. They were, I can't say they were great, but it was interesting to watch them. But it was just, it's like the new flavor, and like.
I think a lot of that slam can kind of the hip hop groove can kind of meld its way in there without being hip hop or anything, but just like that kind of heavy groove or whatever.
And they were doing, I think they call it crowd killing. I think that's what they call it.
Okay.
When they're dancing, for the people that are listening just on audio, this won't help at all, but it's like they're swinging their arms and legs in circles as much as they possibly can.
Wasn't that kind of like a hardcore dance or like a punk dance of some sort?
Yeah, but now it's like even more so. It's like it's almost like breakdancing. When breakdancers like they get like revved up to do like a head spin. It's like that.
Yeah.
They're like arms and legs, and they're just like it's like insane. It's not like a nice like pit like I'm used to.
No,
it's like
exactly.
like they're trying to hit each other as hard as possible with these like wide like flailing limbs.
Yeah, I don't like
Not my
that.
vibe. Not my vibe. And then there was another band. Oh, then of course it was Necrot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We've seen them. I think we saw them, right? At maybe one of those festivals.
I've definitely seen them a couple times.
Oh, God.
They're great. I mean, it was kind of cool because it was like high school kids. Then it was like maybe 20 to 30 somethings in Dead Heat. And then like old school death metalers that are approximately our age, maybe a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Cavalera.
Yeah. It was like a whole like...
It was like a trajectory. Yeah.
A trajectory of death metal. Yeah.
Yeah. Cavalera is fucking amazing, obviously. I mean, they're always great. This was I thought that they were doing Schizophrenia because that's what but it's not. It's like they did that, but they also did stuff off of Morbid Visions, Bestial Devastation. Okay. It wasn't just Schizophrenia in full.
Yeah. Okay,
it was
cool. That's what I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
And then they did like medleys. They did like a medley of like a little bit of Dead Embryonic Cells, a little bit of some KSID stuff. I think they even did a couple Roots things.
Oh, wow.
Maybe not. Anything past Arise is a little, I don't really know that well.
Sure. Could have been KSID, but I'd be surprised if they started doing Roots, but...
Me too.
Maybe.
It was probably KSID. But anyway...
That's cool.
They're just on fire, man. Max's son Igor is on bass on this tour, and it's that same guitarist, and then of course Igor and Max.
Nice, amazing, dude. Wow,
so tight. And my old friend Dethklok was doing sound, so I hadn't seen him in years.
Nice.
But he was doing sound, so we hung out a little bit and talked to him, and the sound was immaculate. The room was good energy. And
good.
Good visuals. They had those TV screens behind him again with like all the...
Yeah, I saw your picture with that.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't, when we saw them at MDF, they didn't do that, but...
No, they did it. I guess you missed the last time they're here too.
Can't believe
they did a similar thing.
Nice.
But yeah, Max and Igor, it's just like they're carrying the flag, man, and they're
incredible.
It's not like they're slowing down. They're just as on fire as they were in the 90s.
And I think they realize how important those songs are to people, That's why that's like surprising that they'd go to the Roots era, but maybe they will at some point. But right now it's a major focus on that early shit, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. It was really, really fun time. Yeah, but I think that's the only show I've seen recently. Was
You were trying to get clipping tickets. Whatever happened with that?
Yeah, it's sold out.
Damn it, we really fucked that up.
I really fucked it up.
Because I wanted to see that too.
Me too. Oh my God, I know.
So did anybody reach out to you? You put a social media plea out there.
Well, somebody did, and on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh, you need clipping tickets?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really looking for at least 1, 2, ideally." And they're like, "Yeah, I've got them, blah, blah." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And they're like, "Send me the money." And I'm like, "Okay." And I went to their profile, and it was like this like middle-aged woman with like a family. And I'm like, "You have clipping tickets?" And she's like, "Yep." And then she's like, I'll give them to you for $50 each." And I'm like, "Well, like, send me the tickets and then I'll pay for them." And she's like, "Well, I don't want to do that. My husband says that maybe I should and I'm like, "Wait a second." Like, I'm going through her photos and stuff. I'm like, this is a fucking scam. Yeah. Like, she has no idea who Clipping is. And then I looked, and it was like a lot of her friends were living in Nigeria.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, my God. I almost got taken.
I almost fell for it.
I mean, that shows you how deep they're looking, though. I mean, this is...
Yeah.
Do you think there's a keyword kind of like sold out show kind of thing?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they're just surfing Facebook looking for people that need tickets.
So fucking...
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
StubHub wants $650 each for those tickets. So I'm saving my money.
So that means somebody is like, I'm going to the show, but if somebody offers me $650, I'll take it. That's fucked up too.
It's fucked up.
Assholes.
Yeah. So I'm probably not going to see Clipping, unfortunately. And Bill
same
and
night as Obituary, though. So
I know. So I'm probably going to go see Obituary. Like, I can't complain. I mean, they're doing Cause of Death in full. I mean, that's amazing.
Exactly. Okay, we'll go to that instead.
Yeah, so I'll probably see that instead. David just bought his ticket for that today.
Oh, he did? Okay, yeah, I got to make a note of that.
So I'll probably do that instead. But yeah, fucking Clipping.
Sorry, bro. We can hang out outside and just listen.
Yeah, I'd rather go to Obituary than just hang out outside and listen. Yeah. But, Bill and I used to be friends, but he's ghosted me the last few years, so I don't know.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he's just busy or if I said something that pissed him off or what.
You probably did, yeah.
I probably did.
Knows?
We played that show together here, it was a long, long time ago. We played a show together, and, we talked a lot ever since, and then he just stopped returning my texts.
What's his deal, you think?
I don't know.
You probably said something. You could say some stupid shit sometimes.
Maybe he doesn't like pizza.
It's probably all those memes you're sharing. He sees it, man. He sees it.
They're not memes. They're art. They're art projects. They're high quality photos of little kids getting obliterated by pizzas.
So great, man. You're so witty and smart.
It's supposed to be a secret, though. Nobody's supposed to know that's me.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Yeah, but
I have my own secrets.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We all do. Yeah. So other than Cavalera, I haven't seen any shows, but there's a lot of shows coming up. I bought tickets for 9 Inch Nails. I got tickets for
9 Inch Nails. What you talking about, Willis?
In August, man. Moda Center.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Got tickets for Mo Amer, Kamau Bell.
Comedians, both.
Some comedians. Yep.
Awesome.
Autechre. Got Autechre tickets.
Got that. You got me one as well. I have to be cool and not miss that. So.
Yep. That sold out in like a minute, like literally a minute. Yeah.
Well, thanks for getting those.
And then I think there's something else too, but I'm spacing it. But anyway, yeah, lots of stuff on the horizon.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well,
I have Alcest. Oh, we're gonna go.
Oh shit, Alcest next
Monday.
On Monday, of course. Yes.
We didn't buy tickets for that, so we got to do that.
I'm all sorted on that.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Yeah,
do you have a +1 or?
I have to verify. I think Aaron's going.
Oh, I see. Cool.
Yep.
No problem.
Yep.
Okay, I'll get a ticket.
Haven't seen those guys in a very long time, so that'll be good. Let's launch into some emails. What do you say?
Let's do it.
We've got a few emails that are really good here. Okay, we have an email from someone named Spencer Tomlin. He says, "Hey IHM, happy 50th Jason and happy 49th Nick."
Thanks
Spencer.
man.
You know, when I'm reading emails, there's nothing more that I like. Open up a cold.
Damn it. Was it Waterloo today or?
Nope, it's a tapache, a modern Mexican soda. It's a mango chili flavor.
Oh, does it have a lot of sugar in it, or let me see?
It's more sugar than I usually drink, but it's
wow.
not.
I haven't had that. Oh, that's cool.
I get
Modern Mexican soda. Wow.
Yeah, we get them from Imperfect Foods. They're really good.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Man, the only thing
Nothing
that feels
like
better than that is signing up for Patreon, you know?
Nothing like a cold Mexican, soda to get your way through these emails.
Yeah. Okay. Now I feel hydrated enough to finish. Okay. Spencer continues. I'm really thankful for podcasts like this and Toby Driver's audio journals for giving little insights into the musical creative process. As an Agalloch fan of 3 to 4 years now, a new fan, interesting. I really wanted to see you guys in Sydney, but unfortunately I live 900 kilometers upstate and I wasn't in a position to fly down or drive. Understandable.
They have states over there, Australian states. So
Yes.
when people, like you're outside of the country, you're outside of America and you say, I'm from the States. You could be from India. You could be from Australia. So don't fuck that up.
Yeah, so don't say that shit anymore.
Yeah.
It confuses people.
It does.
He says, it's a personal dream of mine to be on a live album someday, and that's just what John did for his solo stuff. Luckily, I've got some awesome gigs coming up, so I'm not too bummed.
John released his set on live.
It's going to be coming out, live LP for his solo set.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
He says, also, Nick, I really appreciate Dolvin. It's a beautiful project that takes a lot of cues from Neofolk, and I know a lot of Agalloch fans would love it.
Yes.
I've had many nights where the tyranny of time was the only thing that would get me to sleep. I mean, that's a compliment, but it sounds kind of weird, you know, but yeah.
It's really a boring album. It puts me right to sleep.
It just puts me right to sleep. It's heavy, just not in a metal way.
That's right. That's the idea. Yeah. In fact, I tried to get us on the Metal Encyclopedia.
Oh, yeah?
Is that Encyclopedium whatever?
Encyclopedia Metallum, yeah.
Was denied.
Really?
Was denied despite all of the members being in metal bands.
Wow.
They said this does not qualify as metal there's no distorted guitars.
There's a Don solo that was distorted on the first record.
I know. Yeah.
Well,
interesting.
That's
anyway.
Yeah. He continues, please lean into the fantasy angle on the new single even more. It fits very well. It fits very well and has a bit of a dungeon synth type vibe. I actually didn't know it was Jason on bass until last week, funnily enough.
Wow.
In short, sorry for the long, gushy email. If I send anything else, I'll keep it under 250 words. It's hot as shit over here right now, so please keep making your snowy and frigid music to mentally cool me down.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks, Spencer.
Thanks,
nice.
Spencer. Appreciate you.
Okay, next one. This is something I want to get into a little bit more. We've been talking about it before, but it's humor in music, and I think specifically Dethklok. So this is Benjamin Adler, friend of the podcast. He says, longtime listener from all the years. I'm up to date with the archive and current episodes. Love the pod, the hosts, the music, the stories, the guests, etc. This is a quick point regarding Dethklok, Spinal Tap, the rap parody movies, and so on. The rap parody movies.
Rap parodies.
Do you know what he's referring to there?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, me either. Sorry, I'll move on. The responsibility and central tenet of humorists is to examine conduct by those of equal or greater power than the general population or specific sample.
That's an academic look at this.
Yes, and that is true. A lot of comics would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
To highlight where corrections may occur for the benefit of all small parties. Meanwhile, the tenet of playground bullies is the inverse. Yep, I would agree with that. Comedians use wordplay and irony and sarcasm to make points, but these tools are subtle knives, cutting through the thinnest boundaries without the time to learn about the consequences. I would agree with that too. And that was kind of like our complaint about Dethklok.
Yeah.
So always punch up, never punch down. We have to engage and adjust our empathy gauges constantly. Sometimes they break. Agreed. Comedy should always be punching up, not punching down. You don't want to come down on marginalized groups and shit like that. He continues, Dethklok, Metalocalypse, and its parody ilk write a thin boundary between each perspective. Brendan Smalls had good intentions for a very small audience. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the music. It's over. Not everybody is me. Thank you, as always, for letting me add onto your discussion.
I appreciate that it was created. I do, because takes some balls for that guy to be like, okay, I'm going to make a cartoon about death metal band, and we're going to poke fun at the genre and everything. Mm-hmm. And then to get the funding to do it and to have Comedy Central put it out or whatever. All that shit is really cool that happened.
And it is super niche. I mean, that is like,
totally.
You know, I mean, most people wouldn't have any relation to it whatsoever, be able to relate to it or even understand what's happening.
Exactly.
So it is remarkable in that way. I did do my homework. I watched the first 2 episodes of Metalocalypse.
Nice. I think your homework was to watch the first 3.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I didn't do my homework.
Okay, well, what do you think?
Wait. No, maybe I did watch 3. I did watch 3. They're just so short.
Yeah, they are short.
I made a list of things here, and I don't know. None of it's very constructive. I'm just going to read it real quick because I feel like we need to put this subject to bed. And I think that once I've said this, we can move on.
This is the final word.
This is the final word. I don't mean it's like the
final
word.
This is a new segment. The final word with Jason Walton.
No, it's just you spoke your piece on it. Now
I did.
Speak my piece, and then maybe we can move on. But I do appreciate what Ben said because he's correct. That's the duty of comedians, and they can work both ways. My notes.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking stupid and unfunny.
Wow. Yeah. So constructive. Amazing.
That's not all of it, but
okay. That would be funny if you ended it. And that ends our segment.
Yeah, and that's it. I do have a lot of nuanced opinions on this. And I agree with what you said just now about it taking a lot of balls to make it. I do appreciate that it's out there to a degree.
Yeah.
I agree with Ben. I think it really comes down to what we kind of touched on before, is it's just not really my style of humor. I think even if you remove the fact that it has something to do with something that I hold close to my heart, it's just not really my style of humor. A lot of potty humor, dick jokes. Some of the music is pretty good, I wrote down, but insanely derivative, which I'm sure is the point. But like, why do I want to hear that?
Did you enjoy the part where he played his bass solo with his penis? I mean, I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, but like, enjoy on what level? You know, it's like,
I don't know. Just like, oh, that's a creative thing, and it's like they show it from behind, and so you can kind of tell he's playing with his dick because his hands are at his side. But whatever. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty good.
It's enjoy on a certain level, yes.
Okay, all right.
But I'm kind of over the potty humor type stuff. Okay. You know, it doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah, I hear you.
The names like Pickles, and then like the not a bumblebee thing. Like, what's that about? Like, it's and like no death metal guy would have a mustache like Murderface. Like that's not a death metal thing. Yeah, that's like somebody else.
Yeah, he almost looks like I think I said it before, like somebody, no offense, from like Wisconsin or something from the late '80s, like riding a Harley or something. You know.
Yeah. So I made a note of something like, I think I would like it better if it stayed true to exaggerating the stereotypes. It feels unfocused and messy. Instead of Pickles, it would make more sense for it to be something like Necro Hell, Torment, Dethklok.
Yeah.
More accurate and on the nose, I might enjoy it more. But I think it just boils down to the kind of humor that it is just not really my type of humor.
Yep,
and then I ended my notes with "fuck this shit." So.
This is very similar to his Letterboxd reviews, people. Yeah. This is good.
Yeah, follow me on Letterboxd, man. Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So,
well, yeah. I mean,
it's just not really my thing. That's what it comes down to.
No problem.
It's easy for me to say "fuck this," but I don't really care enough either way. Like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's like U2 or something, you know. I can respect what U2 is trying to do, but I fucking hate their music.
So. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah. Except for Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for that, Ben. Thanks for letting me rant about Metalocalypse for a minute. Our good friend Mark Beavers wrote in again, too.
Hi, Mark.
You remember Mark?
Yep.
He had a video email
That's right.
a bit ago.
That was awesome.
He says, oh, man, love the song. Wait, the love song topic brought back a memory when Alcest was briefly mentioned on the latest episode. Back in 2012, when my wife and I got married, we hired a DJ for our wedding reception. Most of the songs on our playlist we provided the DJ were your usual wedding love songs, but I wanted to have one song on the playlist that was a reflection of my love for metal. I asked the DJ to play, I almost read it as You Suffer. I'm like, wait, what? No, I asked the DJ to play Solar Song by Alcest.
Nice. That's so good, dude.
Yep.
That's a funeral song, bro. Fucking awesome song.
I figured it was a pretty good choice as the music is pretty uplifting and it's a track with no screaming, so it wouldn't be off-putting to the more traditional people at the reception.
Yep.
Well, after the wedding, we show up to our reception. A different DJ is there. Our DJ got sick. They didn't tell us and hired a stand-in.
Oh, God.
The stand-in never did play the one song I put on the playlist. We were too busy making rounds at the reception and getting in all the obligatory dances to really bring it up to the fill-in DJ, but it's something that kind of irked me.
I hope you took his tip away, that motherfucker.
Yeah, he says, I didn't tip him, and I actually poisoned his drink.
Nice. Perfect. That's the reaction that you should have done. That's very good.
No, he didn't.
Very good.
He didn't write that. I'm just adding that in there. But, that's what he should have done.
Yes.
Also on the topic of Twisted Love, a la Cannibal Corpse, check out the song Death Ripper by Pig Destroyer off their Phantom Limb album. It's about a minute long, but the lyrics are pretty messed up.
Let's put it on.
All right, let's do it. We'll add it to the playlist to Death Ripper. Let's see. I've heard Pig Destroyer. What? I think I've even heard this.
We may need to see the lyrical content as well. If it's only a minute, it might be hard to...
Oh, shit. Do you think there's a...
We can Google that on the side.
Yeah, Death Ripper, Pig. Okay. Oh, there's a live version.
No, not a live version.
That's all I see, though, man. Pig Destroyer.
Okay, I have the lyrics here in front of me. This is good. Yeah.
Okay. Shit, this is not working.
It's kind of a poem. I'll read it. I hold your hand in mine. The rest of you is scattered all over. Your rib cage is open like a great white's jaws. Your legs look so sexy out of context. Out of context. That's really good. That's really good.
Out of context.
Death Tripper. Death Tripper, not Death Ripper. Tripper.
Death Tripper.
2007.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't coming up.
Here we go. Okay. I couldn't get it to come up. All right. Let me share this. Let's listen to this song. Minute and a half. Here we go. Death.
Oh, it shows the lyrics there. Awesome.
Oh, it does, yeah. Death Tripper by Pig Destroyer off the album Phantom Limb. Here we are.
That shit's great, dude.
Out of context. Yeah,
man. We've seen them live a couple times, I think, but man, I haven't really listened to them too much. Those guys are good.
I've only listened to them a little bit here and there. Not super familiar. I believe that's Blake Harrison that just recently passed away. Let's look. Yep, that's him right there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit!
In the front. Oh,
damn.
I'm not sharing it with you, but yeah.
What does he do in the band?
I think he was kind of like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was kind of like the heart and the soul of Pig Destroyer.
Oh no.
I could be wrong. I'm not super well versed on that. So yeah, send in your corrections for Nick on that one.
Yeah. Let the record show, though. I did not say anything about that. Dude, that's a great wedding song and should have been played on the dance floor. It would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have flung your limbs around like at the show you saw, you know?
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's speaking of that, please write in and correct me or tell me if that is or is not called crowd killing. I feel like it is. I hear this crowd killing thing. That seems like crowd killing to me. So I don't know.
Don't Google that. You'll get flagged. If you Google
I'm not gonna Google that. What I am gonna do though is I forgot to mention. I wanted to show this to you, Nick, before we move on. Last night I hung out with my friend Adam Stacy.
Yeah.
Used to be in a Stratosphere in Secret Chiefs 3. And he brought
good
me
guy.
a
Real
birthday
good
gift.
guy. And he brought you a gift?
Yep.
Awesome.
Here's like an old postcard.
Wow.
A Stratosphere's postcard for a tour, April 2007.
Where is he? There's a little bit of glare right in the middle.
Let's see. He is that guy right there.
Yep. Right in the front.
Yep. And so he brought me the sunglasses he wore in that promo photo.
Wow.
Put them on right now.
Yeah, those are awesome, dude.
Now,
yeah, they're totally like Matrix kind of sunglasses.
Now, can you tell the two of us apart?
Nope.
Do you know which one is which?
Nope.
Do I look
confused.
like I'm in the band now?
You do.
Yeah.
You look like a special agent.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Especially likely agent. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Adam Stacy. That's great.
Thank you, Adam Stacy. Is he still a part of the band, or what's his deal?
No, he's doing this thing called Snail Force now, which is also pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
A Stratosphere and Bungle and Secret Chiefs adjacent and similar.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so we have another video email.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody. This is fun.
Yeah, it's great to have this. I love having the video emails. And this one's a little long, but we're going to just go with it. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Whoops, I'm messing this up.
My camera went out too.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
And happy birthday, Nick.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Sorry for not sending the video on the day of your celebration. And even though I posted, I wanted you to hear me saying my warming Romaniac vampire wish is you freezing in time. That's never officially an old man, but always revered for the wisdom of one, with a cool kid's joy in your eyes, much like cassette's starry spools. Antique by today's standards, but foremost up to date. Turning like the day of the recording. In sync, time stops. With synth, you play. Love you, man. Buckets up.
Dude.
Buckets up, man.
Buckets up. Sebastian rules, man.
Speaking of love, love can never be fully expressed, and when it comes to any interrelationship, there's a whole plethora of elements from which, like variables in an equation, one can precisely define a dynamic where there are infinite possible cases, and by logically assessing them, things combined with reason, one aims to act rationally balanced. Even though it might not be applicable to everyone, one concept that encompasses everything is harmony. At least that's what I always aimed for since I was a kid, and it's an ongoing process. Art's biggest merit is the ability to completely manifest only the feelings, those intense feelings in endless ways, which except for resonating love, one couldn't and shouldn't manifest in real life. In music, I found the utmost resonance. And me and Claudia found our word for harmony. It's Coco, which derives from Cocoloșeală. It's a Romanian word meaning heart-melting cuddles. On our headstones are chosen words, and it's a bit of a dark way of thinking of things, but we thought about it. Our chosen words will be Kokoveshnik, meaning eternal cocoa. And if I may, this is how I expressed my love. Coco. The irresistible force paradox. When an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, they coco-opt a new loving universe. Extraordinary claims, extraordinary evidence. Elusive question, evident answer. Coco.
Nice.
Sorry. Yeah. When it comes to metal and expressing love, for me, the absolute masterpiece is Opeth Black Rose Immortal.
Nice. So good.
The untouchable idyllic love, dead by its conceptualization, yet immortal by its never-ending search. Dead love lives, metaphorically detailed through the music and its lyrics, resonates so much with my inner child growing up, to the highest peaks of melancholic hope. At least that's my interpretation of it. When it comes to holding love accountable, Agaloc's Desolation song cuts the deepest. Upon first listen, I felt physical pain, where only a dream could numb it. In the end, drowning up from the inside in a poisonous cocktail with a bleeding heart. I have to say that since my almost 5 years with Claudia, with us aiming for our ideal love, those two don't apply as much. But I fully resonate and empathize when it comes to the situation of others, be it real or hypothetical. But one song that makes me vibe very much, and I recently discovered it, even though it's old, will be Selena Gomez, Love You Like a Love Song. Other mentions are Draconian songs, which are heavy as fuck, especially when it comes to glorifying love. The best for last when it comes to pure emotions with free expression and interpretation. Buckethead.
Of course.
Yeah. And
Buckets up.
sorry,
Nice.
didn't put the party hat.
Gotta have it.
Yeah, Buckethead. In regards to the animation, it will take a bit longer from my part. Sorry for not having something ready yet. Love radiating underrated rating for the podcast. Definitely more than modestly are in the logo, you know. Happy birthday once more to both of you.
Thanks, bro.
I'll end by asking, what is I Hate Music's birthday?
That's good.
Which should be when you first came with the idea?
Yeah.
When the first episode aired up?
Yeah.
When you established it, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love you guys. Cheers.
Love you. Cheers, bro. What a guy. He's got all his merch on.
So great.
I just love how he talks. He's so poetic, the way he speaks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's really, I see Jeremy Wagner back there. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
He's the best. And he is being that English is not his first language, he has a pretty good grasp of like the deeper meanings behind things and stuff.
Yeah, he's very poetic. The way that he constructs sentences and phrases and the words that he chooses are very, very poetic. And I find that a lot with people who are like ESL. You know, it's really interesting.
Sometimes, but it makes me feel like the Romani language must be a poetic language, because I haven't felt that way with necessarily French people or something. Sometimes maybe, but this guy I know who you met as well, Radim, he's from Czech, and he also speaks in that kind of way. It's very beautiful the way they speak, and I don't know if it's the training of English that they're getting, or maybe it's the influence of their own language in the way they speak.
I think you're right. I think it's the influence of their own language, like Ramin. You know,
yeah.
Very, very poetic, very lyrical.
Yeah.
I remember one of the first times I met him was when Agalok played in Nebraska, and he told me it's like I could dig my grave in the front row, and I was like, what an amazing way of just like expressing a love for a performance.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sebastian, that's awesome.
Thank you for that. And there's no doubt that what Buckethead's putting out is love. And it's an expression of love that only he can put out there. It's like this, he's speaking through his guitar, you know, in this language that is so beautiful. And there's no doubt that he's fucking tapping that shit, whatever it is. That's why he's probably covered up. He's such a sensitive person. We've talked about this before, but he's a very sensitive person. And I think he's probably a deep feeler. And that's why he covers himself up and doesn't really want anybody to really know him, because he's just feeling everything.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, thank you so much, Sebastian. That was great. Thanks for the video. And as far as I Hate Music's birthday, I can tell you when the first episode was recorded. I can tell you that in just 1 second. I'm going to check my
what's the first episode?
Okay, so I'm looking at my sessions here, and it goes all the way back to 2018. So that's a while back. First episode was with AJ. Yep. Let's see. Actually, the first episode was recorded on November 27th of 2017.
Wow.
Holy shit.
November, say it again?
November 27th.
Wow.
2017. Oh, wait. No. Okay. No. Okay, I'm looking at the actual project file. June 16th, 2017. So almost 8 years old.
June 16th. Well, we could celebrate it on that day.
Yeah, June 16th. I like that. Are you writing it down?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome.
June 16th.
Yeah, thanks for asking that, Sebastian. I didn't even think about a I Hate Music birthday. But
2017. That's 8 years now. Jeez.
Yeah. Damn.
Nice job, dude.
There was like an hour and a half break. There was like a year and a half break. But yeah, still 8 years. Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Let's move on. Kyle, our friend Kyle, not Kraus, but Hater?
You're never going to get it right.
I'm never going to remember this exactly. Yeah, the other Kyle.
Sup, Kyle?
He says, "Hey, Jason and Nick, super excited to hear you want a video intro for the show, and I would love to give it a shot. Send me that wave. Also, do you have any tech specs you need to adhere to? Blah, blah. Just for anybody else that wants to do it. No tech specs, doesn't matter. Just do what you want." He does have a correction. I need to correct something from the last episode.
Oh, Jesus.
You are correct in assuming the director from Barbarian was involved with Companion, but he did not direct it. He was just a producer.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I haven't seen Companion yet, still.
It's good. It's good. It's worth it. Companion was directed by Drew Hancock. Barbarian was directed by Zach Kreger, better known as one of the guys behind The Whitest Kids You Know.
Oh, cool. I've never really seen that or heard. Is that a band or?
No, the Whitest Kids You Know, I didn't read the entire email. The Whitest Kids You Know is a subversive mid-aught sketch group.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He sends a clip and stuff, but I'm not going to play it. I think most people are familiar with Whitest Kids You Know. But
we're the whitest adults you can know.
That's right. Yeah.
Pretty white.
Yeah. Let's move on. Next one. It's from our friend John Foley from Australia.
John, you're the best.
Yep. He says, "Holy shit, it's listener correspondence from Australia again." Jason and Nick, thanks for reading out a couple of my listener emails over the recent months. In an earlier one, I'd mentioned how I'd incorporated the musical output of Nick into my Tolkien shelf.
I love that. It's an amazing picture. Do you have it? Can you show it?
I'm going to show it, yeah. Honestly, this was an idea more than a reality at the time, but I've had a slow morning, so here you go. Next vacation, I'll get to work on the Jason Walton double garage. I like that idea. I need a double garage.
Yeah, you got a lot of shit out there.
And Nick, I would really value some pointers from you on the pod on how to navigate modern dungeon synth.
I think that's something we could talk about at some point. I don't know. That might be a whole episode that I've in my playing dungeon synth I've been exposed to a lot. So I think we could talk about that as a whole independent episode if you want to sometime. Since the Mortis interview, even I've just been pretty absorbed by it, and I can
I feel
spell
like
it out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Mortis episode was like right before you really started to delve into it. As a composer and a performer. Before that, you were just getting back into listening to it.
That's right. I had finished my first album by the Mortis interview, but it was relatively 3 or 4 months before that where I kind of just started getting obsessed by it. So I know a lot more now. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. He says, also, it's awesome to hear listeners write, record in with local music recommendations. Digging that Red Mesa record a lot, for example.
Yeah.
Many cities have their own bands doing unusual and ambitious work, and I love how podcasts have a role in introducing new art and music to new audiences and people. In return, I think some listeners, you might appreciate the artistry and intent of Diploid from here in sunny Melbourne. You know, I've heard of Diploid. I'm not sure how or why, but I'm familiar with that name. There's some cool noise stuff happening.
Should we listen to it? Or
Yeah. There's some cool noise stuff happening in Melbourne at the moment, together with tons of other cool underground interconnected scenes. Be well. Thanks for your music, humor, and the musical pointers from the podcast equivalent of a knowledgeable and benevolent older brother.
He is somebody that is very open-minded about music, you can tell, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I wonder what the metal scene is like in Melbourne. I don't know if he knows about that. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I used to be better about my Australian metal knowledge. This year,
look at that.
Yeah, this is the Traveler's Rest altar that John has.
And thanks to John, I was able to repost this, as the kids say, or what do the kids say?
Yeah, you shared it.
I shared it. It's amazing.
It's cool. You can see the Traveler's Rest shirt, a bunch of stickers.
Got my
cassettes,
tapes there. Got all the Tolkien stuff.
Vinyl,
lots
a bunch
of
Tolkien stuff.
He's a fan of very many different versions of the Tolkien books. You can see there's 3 or 4 different.
I like these here. Like, is that like a collection right there? No, I guess it's just like separate hardbacks.
I can't see what you're pointing to, but
yeah.
And right at the very top, I have that same cassette. That's a cassette collection of the BBC interpretation of the. At the very top, it's black and white.
Yeah.
That's a box set on the left. It's a box set of the BBC interpretation, which is fucking phenomenal. It's amazing they put this out because they act out. Every one of the voices is acted out. It's pretty incredible.
Heard about this.
It's really incredible.
That's really cool.
I have that same thing. I got it in England. That was one of my prized possessions. So happy to see that up there.
So cool. Let's go down to the Jason Walton double garage.
He's a funny guy.
I like the double garage idea. That's, really something.
I like that we had this email exchange with John, and Jason mentioned that he had a bunch of Australian cash that he was trying to get rid of because he came home with it, and so he put it in a package to somebody. He was asking John if that was him, and it ended up not being John, but the other guy that you sent it to may actually be in jail right now for it.
Well, that's what he was saying. Like, maybe the guy got imprisoned or something. But I got back from tour and I had like 80 Australian dollars. I think we call them dollary dues down there. And I had $80 dues, and I got this order from Australia with a bunch of records. I'm like, what am I going to do with this $80 dues? And so I just threw it in one of the records, and I never heard from the guy. So I don't know.
That is so random. He didn't get it. He would have messaged you, dude, if you sent him a bunch of money.
You would think so. maybe Custom stole it or something, but I stuck it in the record, like on the front, so he would notice it for sure. Or maybe he just thought it was a mistake somehow, but like, how do you like accidentally throw dollary-doos into a record? It's like you trip over something.
Yeah.
Like, trip over my boomerang and I spill my beer and throw my money in there.
Your Fosters.
Yeah, my Fosters.
Oh, shit, dude.
That's Australian for beer.
Your Crocodile Dundee signed picture, 8x10.
Exactly, yeah. So anyway, on the screen now you can see the
Amazing,
I Hate Music. It's more of like a I Hate Music, Agalok. I see some Traveler's Rest in there. There's Cross Paths. There's Dolvin.
Thief.
And then adjacent, there's some Thief records, Toby Driver, a Crypt Sermon, Backpatch. It looks like maybe.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's the.
I regret not saving my Dylan notes on my vinyls like that. I kind of tossed it. I think. Shit.
I know.
Because he was really thoughtful. I don't think I'd do that for every order. I'd just say thank you or something. But he actually wrote out, maybe I'll see you in Portland next time I'm up there or whatever it was.
Yeah. No, he's the best. Yeah. I see there's a few notes here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really hard to read. But
yeah. Pretty cool.
Very, very cool stuff. Thanks for sharing that with us, John.
Yeah, thank you, John.
That.
Appreciate your support, dude.
Okay, really and so now, moving on, our last email. I'm not going to share this actually on the screen, but our good friend David Knight, who has been coming up and popping up on this podcast quite a bit, had a great idea for a new segment, and I'm going to spring this on you, Nick.
Okay, I'm ready.
We were hanging out. I think we were just grabbing beers at Level a few weeks ago. And he's a relatively new listener to the podcast, but he's been kind of like listening to new ones and catching up on the old ones. And he said he had this idea for a segment. And so what I want to do is I want to read you the rules and read you what it is and see if you can figure it out in just off the top of your head. If you can't, it's a riddle. If you can, I want to open it up to the listeners if they can figure it out.
Okay.
And then
do you want me to just randomly guess, or we'll just like?
Well, you'll see once you know the rules, this will make more sense.
Okay.
Okay. So he's calling this 666 degrees of separation.
Nice.
You need to start with Burzum.
Okay.
End with Porcupine Tree. Now the rules: the two bands are connected if they have both recorded a studio album with a common member. Connections don't have to be in chronological order. Guest musicians count so long as they appeared on a studio album. Producers, touring members, shared lineups, etc. don't count. So it has to be...
I think the limiting factor is the Burzum thing.
Start with Burzum, end with Porcupine Tree. They have to be on a recorded output. So there's somebody that played.
What if they were on a
Burzum.
compilation together? No, you said that.
No, it has to be like an album. So like
I think that's the limiting factor is with Burzum, right? Because like how much
it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a Burzum album, but Burzum the person has recorded an album with other people. Who
has he though?
He has, yes.
Okay. That's the question I had. Was like how many people did he actually collaborate with?
Well, in Burzum,
yeah.
None.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so
he as a person, like Burzum might be a little bit confusing because
how do we get out of Burzum?
Because he was in Mayhem.
I see. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
there we go. Then we're out. Now we're out.
So the game is like, how do you get to Porcupine Tree from Burzum / Varg?
Cool. Yeah.
And then he says, no, I'm not going to read that. So he said, here's an example of how to play going from Uwada to The Gathering.
Okay.
Now Uwada had a member in Pelorian, Trevor Matthews, who drummed on Devoid of Light and Obsidian Arc.
Yes.
Pelorian has a member in Agalok, John.
Yes.
Agalok has a member in Karada, Jason, Don, and Aesop. Yep. Karada has a member in Giant Squid, Aaron. In Giant Squid, Annika from The Gathering was on their Ichthyologist record.
Nice.
So that's how that works. And he continues, from The Gathering, you could go lots of places via Annika. But however, you couldn't do Metallica to Megadeth via Dave Mustaine because he didn't actually appear on any Metallica albums. And you can't do Agalok to Cynic because he hasn't recorded any studio albums with Paul yet.
Nice.
And you couldn't go Dove into Pandemonium via Dan Swano because producers don't count.
Nice.
So it has to be recorded studio effort with shared band members. So I couldn't do this off the top of my head in the time
I'd have
allowed
to do a lot
for
of
a
research.
podcast.
Yeah. Do
So
some research on this.
Let's open it up to the listeners.
Okay.
And Nick, if you want to take some time to try to figure this out too.
Yeah, I will. Well, that's my homework.
Start with Burzum, end with Porcupine Tree. And when I say Burzum, I mean Varg Vikernes, not Burzum the project. So.
Yes.
And if
do
anybody
we know that there's an answer to this?
Yes, he
Within
worked it out
how many?
ahead of time.
Within
I'm
how
not
many?
sure. I'm not sure, but he worked it out ahead of time.
If there's 666, we'll get there eventually.
I sat down with him before the Cavalera show, and I was able to get a few degrees here and there. If you know that Burzum, if Varg played bass with Burzum, and then that was, or with Mayhem, sorry.
With Mayhem, yeah.
And then once I thought about Mayhem, it opens it up because you've got Hellhammer there that played with everybody.
Oh, yeah. You're good to go from Hellhammer then. He's been in so much shit.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to get there in like the 10 minutes that I thought about it. But Nick and listeners, please send those in to us and spell out like the connections, please, so we can know where those connections are. And if you have any really interesting good ones that you can think of, start at this person or this band and go to this person or this band, send those in as well.
Love this. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. And that's it for emails, man.
Nice.
But yeah, I like that 666 degrees of separation.
That's a lot of separation.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's actually going to be,
I want to see 666 people in between.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll like take that long, but yeah, I think it's a cool idea. And again, if people have ideas on how to get there, let us know. Oh, you have an A24 shirt.
Yeah, I got it for my birthday.
Nice. I love it. It's very drippy.
Yeah.
It's like
Sarah got me a Heretic vinyl.
Oh, wow.
And the Witch vinyl.
Oh, what? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Soundtracks, obviously.
Obviously.
Nice.
But the Heretic had a bunch of pop songs in it and stuff, so.
That's cool.
Yeah, really good.
That's really cool.
What have you been listening to?
It's like a T-shirt of the day right now.
Yeah, what do you got?
Let's see. What do I have? Oh, it's all black.
Nice.
I've actually been wearing just a lot of black lately. I mean, just like plain black shirts.
It's not like black like usual.
Yeah, I know. I switched it up recently. I've been wearing a lot of black. It's weird.
Going away from pink now.
Yeah. Let's pull up our I Hate Music playlist.
Yeah.
That we added to this morning. We've both been listening to a lot of eclectic shit lately.
Yeah, we have. I was really happy to see the new Cradle of Filth song out there. So, and they called it "To Live Deliciously."
I know,
which is from The Witch.
Yeah,
I was just like super stoked to see that.
Yeah, "To Live Deliciously."
Yep.
New Cradle of Filth. We have. Tell me about this Oppo.
Yeah, this is some tech death, which is really good, nice and melodic. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Now, do you know the connection of why I would put that on there? Any idea?
No, I don't think so.
What's happening in the world, what we're watching, perhaps?
I assume you're talking about politics?
Nope.
No. I don't know.
I'm talking about Severance.
Oh.
So there's a scene where one of the workers, he's pushing a cart and he's whistling in the hallway.
Yeah.
He's whistling this song, "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald."
Really?
Yeah. So
I
good,
didn't
this
know
song
that.
too. It's a story song about this boat crash that happened in one of the Great Lakes back in the day.
Wow.
But really good song, and I was really stoked to hear that being whistled. It's like, what the fuck?
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Severance, my song for Tyson, I did the little piano line for Severance, but
I didn't catch it.
Aaron caught it, but nobody else caught it, or at least nobody told me that they caught it. But Aaron was like, "Did you play a little bit of Severance in there?" I'm like, "Just a little bit, yes."
I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. I'm a huge fan of the show. I should have, but
dude,
I
it's
don't
so
know.
great. It's such a great show. I
feel like I was like kind of talking during a lot of things, and I probably shouldn't have been. But so I apologize.
You fucked, man. You fucked up.
Because there was one point where Chairman was playing. He's like, well, I guess people aren't into it anymore. And I was like right in the front talking with G-Money. I was like, no. Chairman, you're doing great. I really appreciate you playing. Play more.
Well, afterwards, he was like, yeah, it seems like people were kind of checking out. I'm like, I don't think so, man. It's more of a party atmosphere than a show.
Yeah.
It's a party too, but no, people were way into it.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he's a great character to watch live.
Oh, man. He's great. Yeah.
What do you got on here?
I've been listening to a lot of Autechre. I've been listening to a lot of electronic music lately.
Nice.
I've been kind of lately, I've just been feeling like I'm a little bored of like the standard rock setup, drums, guitar, like all that. I'm wanting to explore different things. I'm wanting to hear different things.
Nice.
And there's a lot of electronic music that I've either spent time with in the past and have ignored for a while, or like things I just haven't really spent enough time with, period. So like Autechre, I've been revisiting Autechre. Fever Ray and The Knife, I love both those bands, but I've kind of not really listened to them for quite some time. And this Fever Ray record, Radical Romantics, I'd never heard this one. So I've been listening to this one a lot. I also put on Aphex Twin. Aphex Twin is one of those that, of course, everybody knows Aphex Twin.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they just missed me. Just never listened to them.
This album in particular, is it Richard what's his name? This album?
No, this album is called I Care Because You Do.
Oh, I see. Never mind.
But yeah, I think his name is Richard.
He has an album that's after his name.
Exactly.
And that's the only one I'm really familiar with, unfortunately.
Yeah, I kind of missed him. So now I'm kind of like diving into that. And then I've been just listening to a lot of hip hop. Nas, Illmatic, been listening to that a lot.
Nice.
Ione, just went and saw Mars Volta the other day, so I put that on here.
Good show? Or is it like a Moda Center kind of show? Or?
Yeah, they're opening for the Deftones. She actually went for the Deftones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. She likes Deftones? Or are kids into this shit? What's going on here?
The kids love Deftones, yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
What's going on here?
I don't know. I've never been a Deftones fan.
Isn't that like, I don't know, man. Not sure. It's something that I didn't feel transcended the time, unless it's people a little younger than us, I guess, probably. But
well, it's an interesting subject because to me, I was just like, oh, that's just like new metal, Mastodon type of whatever.
I don't think so, is it? No, it's more emotional than that.
I asked Jeff Wagner this morning, and he said the first two records are new metal, and he said after that they transcended that, and he's like, they're one of his absolute favorite bands.
Wow.
But only the records after the first two records. So the stuff I've heard from Ione, I've been like, it just kind of sounds like Evanescence or like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people that just worship Deftones, so I don't know.
Playing the Moda Center, they must still be pretty big.
Oh, they're huge, yeah. So she went to see that show with a bunch of friends, and Mars Volta opened, and I love Mars Volta. I didn't even know they were going to be playing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And it turns out, like, unbeknownst to everyone, Mars Volta was like, here's our new record. We're playing it for the first time in full. And nobody even knew they had a new record coming out. They're just like, here we are. And so
that takes some balls, dude.
Yeah, I only saw the very first performance of this record.
Wow. Fans were just like, what the fuck? Play your hits, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly. That's what happened when Iron Maiden did that. Like, they got booed off the stage.
I know.
Playing one of their brand new albums, people want to hear Run to the Hills. You know, they were pissed.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, and you also have Dead Prez on here.
Dead Prez is great. I revisited this album in particular, RBG, Revolutionary but Gangster. It's like so uplifting. The lyrics are so fucking great. But the beats are really strong too, which is initially what I like about it. But actually it follows it up with the lyrics too.
Nice. And
this
is bardcore.
So bardcore is a genre now, dude. Have you heard about this? But it's
Algal.
It's people playing medieval music, but doing covers of songs. So this one in particular is How Obey the Name by. Just throw on like 10 seconds of it, dude.
Okay,
you'll get a feeling. Yeah. Real instruments, though. It sounds like. realized like a lot of the harmonies Maiden was using were very medieval. You know, like it fits well. It fits well.
That's crazy, man.
You get
that's
the
so
idea.
funny.
Yeah. So that's called bardcore genre.
I like it. Bardcore.
Bardcore.
Fucking bardcore. That's great.
And then Anathema I put on there, Eternity Part 1. Fucking great track. But that whole album, really, really great. And I was happy. It's one of my favorites, too. So I was happy to see Radical Research do that episode about that.
Yeah, that was the record they did, right?
Yep.
Eternity?
Yep. Which is this transition between their very... emotional, not heavy era and the doom that they started with. There was a transition period there, and Eternity is like kind of a perfect mix of both those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, check out Radical Research. Good shit. I don't have it. Actually, let me see if I can put it on the playlist. I wanted to play something for you specifically. I'm not sure it's on Spotify. It doesn't look like it. Didn't even occur to me to put it on the playlist, but I want to. The problem is it's a 15-minute long song, but I want to play like a little bit of it.
Okay.
So this is a band called Spine. It is. What do you know what this is?
No, I was gonna say we should play that Melbourne track too. A little bit of
The Diploid.
Yeah, Diploid.
Yep. So this is Spine, Spiine, and this is my old friend Seska, who used to be in Virgin Black, so Australian. And let me look at the lineup here. It's her and then a guy I don't know, named Zen. He's from Omega Infinity and X Nay Oblivious,
which is like a tech death band.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or Tech Black Death. They're really good.
Okay.
Actually.
And then session drums by the dude from Opeth and Paradise Lost.
Wow.
And session bass by Lena from My Dying Bride.
Oh, shit. Damn, dude.
So Seska, like I said, she used to be in Virgin Black. So that was Agaloc's first tour was with them and Antimatter, which is Duncan Patterson from Anathema. So when we were down in Australia recently, she came to the show and we hung out, and then I don't think this record is technically out yet, but they just released this video, and it's almost a 16-minute long song and video, but I want to play a little bit of it because the video is gorgeous, and it's just kind of torturous in like the best way possible.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I want to play a little bit of this. So this is Spine from, I don't remember exactly where they're from, but somewhere in Australia. So I feel like this podcast is getting really like Australian centric.
It is.
Recently. It's like
we have an affinity for Down Under.
I guess so. All right, here we go. Here's Spine.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, it's
unsettling. What was the word you used?
Torturous, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, 15 minutes long.
That's incredible.
You know, and from that little bit I played, it seems like they kind of like paint with one color and it's kind of monotonous, but it's really not. It's more trancey.
Yeah.
And it is pretty dynamic, but
really cool, dude. I mean, the name of the band is Spine, and then they're just showing these spines. Basically, they're showing skin and these skinny anorexic people just kind of these poses. It was really strange
with the buto dancing and all that, and
the way that guy was playing the guitar and stuff. Really cool.
Yeah, that was actually my friend Seska that was playing the guitar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Reminds me of an Australian band that we both know, Mournful Congregation.
Yeah, man. I feel like they know their doom down there.
They do.
Yeah.
What's up with that? I wonder.
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like Australia is known like in the extreme metal world for like doom, and then just like fucking like necro bands like Bestial Warlust, Destroyer 666, stuff like that. Nazgul. But yeah, I was really pleased with that video.
Really cool.
And I'm excited for the record to come out. I think that it is on Bandcamp right now for a pre-order.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah, SPIINE.
It's right up my alley for sure.
Yeah. It's very cool. Man, I have to take my shirt off. It's hot in here.
It's getting hot in here.
This is the strip portion of the podcast.
Only for you video people. Oh, you should do that as a Patreon thing.
A Patreon, yeah.
I will strip off my jacket, my outer jacket for you.
Yeah, it wouldn't work for you because your camera's out again, man.
I know. I don't know what happened. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I think it would take a reset, so I'm not going to do that right now.
Yeah. No, we're good. I think we're headed towards the end of this.
Yeah, sounds good. Anyway. It was a good podcast. I feel like we caught up, and
good catch up. We have, just in general, we have, I want to say, a good 3 or 4 guests coming up soon. We have one on Saturday, and then we have one towards the end of the month, and then another one probably in April. I think those are all going to be really, really good.
Yep.
With some great guests, and but definitely appreciate the catch-up ones for sure.
Yeah, me too. It's been a while since I've seen your face, and
you don't see mine
at the moment. You don't see mine at the moment, but it's here.
It's here. What I see right now.
This is AI Nick. This would be cool. I could program it, and I don't have to do anything.
Oh my God, we should do like AI versions of ourselves or something.
There's got to be a way, you just input a bunch of audio and it will analyze you, and you ask it questions. It might take a second or two, but
yeah.
It'd be like, "What's up, dude?" Or it'd be like, "Holy shit!" It was like be off just a little bit. Holy shoot! It's Nick Wusz. Something will be just a little off.
Holy shoot! Wow. It's Nick Woot.
Yeah, they wouldn't say my name.
Yeah, when we did that podcast thing, we created the podcast based off of this podcast.
Yeah,
it was so great how it just didn't even include me whatsoever.
No.
It was like Hunter Jin and Nick Wu. I think it said something like that. Nick Wu.
Yeah.
And like no mention of me whatsoever. But I'm a footnote in this whole podcast, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, dude, you're
like the puppet master,
Oh yeah.
Behind the scenes,
behind the scenes, for sure. Yeah, man. Well, thanks for the catch up.
Yep.
And we'll be doing this. I think now after the holidays and like all that crazy crap, we'll get more on a more consistent schedule. And you traveled a little bit recently too. So.
I was in Leavenworth, Washington, which was really great. Cool little German town,
Yeah, I only one of my kids really wants to go up there for some reason. I don't remember which one of them wants to, but yeah, we should do. How far away is it? Like
4.5 or so hours. Yeah,
that's not too bad. It's like Central Washington, right?
Yeah, it's in the mountains, but you got to go through Yakima and all that. Unless you want to go through Seattle, you can go that way as well. Okay. It's close to Seattle.
Okay. Sounds like it'd be a fun trip, though.
I like the idea of a segment, Nick Talks Travel, and then Jason gives his review of comedy shows, like these kind of things. We should have some
comedy
cool segments.
Yeah. I like Nick Talks Travel, NTT.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Gives you tips, like on the ground, like kind of day to day, like notes about each about Bucharest or something, or whatever.
Bucharest, Leavenworth, Newport, fucking Hanoi, like.
Yeah. In May we're going to Scarborough, so I'll give you the down low on Scarborough.
Yeah, well, we both can. I'll be there too, I think.
Yep. Yeah, you will. I hope we have time to hang out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think. I'm not sure how long we're going to be there, but yeah, I'll definitely have time to hang out. And Fen is going to be there. That's going to be great. We're going to play kicker with them.
What now?
Fen? You remember Fen?
Yeah, but you're going to play what now?
Kicker. They call foosball kicker there.
Oh, I see.
Because they're crazy. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, man. Well, thanks again as always, and I'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I need my hot showers and Netflix while it all burns down. I'm an old man. I love hot showers, man. It blows my mind. I feel there's something about the concept of modern plumbing and having the ability to turn a knob. Something about my brain is able to appreciate that every day that it fucking happens. Like, there's a lot of shit we take for advantage, like heating and indoor plumbing and all this shit, but it's just like the fact that I can just go into a room and have warm, like hot water just flow over my body. Like, I'm stoked about it every time, daily. I'm stoked about hot showers. That's all I can say. And if I were a king from like the 17th century and I had access to it, like I would give like 7 kingdoms or something to have access to like a hot shower. Why are we so blessed?